Good morning, my dear friends. Mario Pedro Gould here. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success television network. And on this beautiful day, I'd like us to tackle a very, very important subject. And the subject that I'd like us to speak about is, the topic of fear and how important it is to find a way to not let fear hold us back from doing the actions that we know we need to do in order to move closer to the dreams that we have set for ourselves. Last week I came across a very interesting saying by Michael Jordan, and the saying was, fear is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. Now, when I came across this saying, it didn't make a lot of sense to me because in my own experience, anytime I have felt fear, I have felt it mentally, emotionally, physically as a very, very real experience. And therefore, when he said fear is an illusion, and therefore he doesn't let fear hold him back, I was determined to find out for myself if fear indeed is an illusion. And I have been doing some more experiments of mine, over the past week, and I'm here to share with you a conclusion that I have reached and how I reached that conclusion. So first of all, the conclusion is that fear is indeed an illusion, and therefore, you should not let fear hold you back from, taking the actions that you need to take. So day by day, week by week, month by month, you can move closer to the dreams that you hold dear in your heart. So this is what I have discovered, and I hope that my discoveries are going to encourage you to really, really commit to not let fear hold you back anymore so you can go for your dreams. I have discovered in my life, anytime I am getting ready to do something that I dread doing, so for example, I may be getting ready to go and approach a very beautiful lady, or I may be getting ready to prospect and call on a customer to purchase one of my products or engage in a business opportunity with me. Right before I actually go through this process, that is when I experience a significant amount of fear, because I am delving into an unknown realm and I am not aware about what the end result is going to be. So because I am delving into a place where pretty much is an unknown state, then it's very natural for the feeling of fear to arise. However, I have noticed that when I actually start doing the actions, whether it's talking to the beautiful lady, whether it's speaking in public, whether it's prospecting and trying to sell my product or business opportunity to a potential business partner, when I actually start doing the action, the fear actually immediately diminishes, which actually led me to the conclusion that fear is indeed an illusion. It was something that was in my head. And so the way for me to achieve everything that I want to achieve in my life is not to let that initial stage of when I actually feel fear, not to let that initial stage hold me back from taking one step and doing the actions that I need to do. Now, you may ask me, Mario, well, how do I get the courage to actually take the action that I need to take? I want to do X, Y, Z, but I'm scared, I am terrified, I am overcome with fear, and I cannot do X, Y, Z. This is a very, very important question that you are posing. And the funny thing is that this question has a very, very simple and direct answer. Not easy to implement, but simple and direct answer. The simple and direct answer is this: if there's something that you fear doing, you will have to gather and accumulate an immense amount of courage and take the step, no matter how scared you are to make a mistake. Take the step and begin doing the action. And the truth is that you're going to make a mistake because you're very, very fearful. But the most important thing in that, when you take the step and you actually fulfill the action, begin doing the action, your mind will have a very interesting way of remembering that you actually took a step. And what is going to happen is that when you take the step, the next time you try and do the same action, it will become just a little bit more easier. Still difficult, but a little bit more easier, because your mind remembers that you are developing the habit of courage. The habit of courage. Now you want to do this process as many times as possible until your mind becomes conditioned to understand that even though you are in the presence of fear, you have developed the muscle of courage, which encourages you to do the action that you need to do to move closer to your goal, whatever the action is. So what I have discovered for myself is, initially, as I do repeatedly what I'm scared to do, I'm beginning to develop courage, and now I can do things that I was scared of unconsciously. And then you reach a very beautiful stage whereby fear no longer holds you back, but now you're actually driven by the desire to learn, to improve on the action that you were initially scared of. And that is when the rubber meets the road, because then now you're going to be accelerating your efforts towards the accomplishment of your goals, because even if you're feeling fear initially, now you have trained yourself to actually do the thing that you fear repeatedly. The crazy thing is that majority of people, will let this fear that they have, it could be the fear of public speaking, or it could be the fear of making a video blog, or it could be the fear of expressing themselves. They will let this fear hold them back. They're not going to take the courageous step of taking the action. And allow me to be very sincere with you. This world is built in such a way that he who takes the most risk reaps the biggest reward. So if you're struggling with something similar to this, my only encouragement to you is, number one, definitely just force yourself. It's so difficult, I know. Force yourself to actually do it. And keep forcing yourself to do it on a day-to-day basis. And then you will train yourself to overcome fear, and after that you're going to get into the stage of where you're actually now just learning and improving on the process. I really do believe, ladies and gentlemen, I really do believe that the one main thing that holds us from living the life more abundant today is certain fears that we have in our unconscious mind. So make yourself a promise. Make yourself a promise that you're not going to let fear hold you back anymore, because you have seen in your inner eye the vision that you hold most dear for yourself.